Hey, welcome back to another episode of Lucas is Busy. I'm using my little G7X today because I'm way too excited. I don't want to fuck around with the other camera because this bitch showed up. What is in there? I am super duper excited. Oh, what is in here? This, my little friends, is a brand new tool that is going to allow me to do the heat marks on these guys a little better. So this guy, I heated it up from the bottom to the top. I'm building those for a client and a big order just came in, and so I need a way to heat them up quick and easy instead of using an oxygen and a MAP gas, which gives you a really nice hot little flame out of here. The problem with those things is they use a lot of fuel to heat up this piece of metal because anyways, it takes a lot of energy to get these up there, so it chews up a lot of gas. So I mean, I needed a better way because I can't be sitting there heating up each one for geez, I don't know, it probably takes me about 10 minutes of heating per one in the lathe. So I needed a much better, more uniform, easier way to do it, and I wanted to be able to put it in the Haas and have it as part of the cycle. So what I decided to do was grab this induction machine, but let's get it open and see what's in there first before I start talking about that. See what's in there. Woo! Look at that packing job. Damn. Super happy with that. Lots of foam. So this kit right here is from joyfay.com. It's like 1,100 bucks on their website, but if you go to ussolid.com, which is the same company, they're actually only $844. I don't know why the price difference, but I jumped on it and picked it up. So, and definitely go for the extra shipping because it came in 3 days, which is crazy because this thing is heavy. Great packing jar. Key to get the 220 version. Snap. Water in, water out. I mean, they're all LH-15s. Even the ones on Amazon, they all come from the same factory. It's just a matter of trying to get the ones with English on the front and getting the prices right. I'm gonna get working here and get it all hooked up. Actually, let me just show you everything else that came with it first. So this is what I picked up, and these are all the parts. It comes with enough clamps, a little bit of extra tubing, so you can make your own coils. It comes with one coil pre-made. I mean, they ground it a little thin, but it's only holding water. So cooling water runs down here to keep the coils cool. My foot switch to activate, a whole bunch of tubing to hook it up to tonight I'm probably just gonna hook it up to the garden hose because I'm too excited. The packaging is amazing. There's not a dent on it. Everything looks tip-top, really good condition. Everything's in English. That's key. You gotta get one of the US Solid ones to get it. ussolid.com is joyfay.com. It's the one EJ Anvil on his YouTube channel he reviews. What I'm gonna use it for, like I said, is that heat bluing. I probably will do some forging with it because forging is so damn cool. For right now though, I'm gonna get all the water hooked up. I'm gonna get the electrical connections hooked up. I'll review all that after I'm done because there's no point in time-lapsing it. There's a billion other videos showing you how to do electrical and plumbing. I'll just give you the overview once I figure everything out because I still gotta figure out some kind of pumping system. I've heard TIG coolers thrown around as a way of cooling these down because the shit gets hot out of these coils and it's really, it has a circuit inside of it to protect it from getting too hot. Yeah, so I'm gonna get into it. So so I've got all the plumbing hooked up. I'll show you that in a minute. So I want to talk about the wires before I went too far. In the manual, it says 14 gauge wire. I just happen to have a chunk of 14 gauge because I undersized this cord for my welder, so I get to reuse it now. It's 220 volt. It doesn't tell me how many amps it draws. I'll be able to get that with my meter after we get it running. One thing I wanted to add though is I solder every electrical connections I do. Even with the Haas, always solder it. Because when you're drawing large amount of amps, you want all the amps to get through, and those crimps just are not as good as a soldered connection. So always solder your joints, always. Get the water hooked up. I'm just using the garden hose. Like every other garden hose on the planet, it leaks up here somewhere. You can see it flowing through just kind of slow because I don't really have it cranked up right now. So I've got the electrical hooked up as well too now. All the joints are nice and soldered both ends. So I guess this is it. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Ah, nothing. Because I don't think that switch is on. Oh, the lights are on, so that must mean it's on. First power off. I don't know what that beep means. Shit, I'll have to look in the manual. It's beeping at me. Maybe it needs more flow. It's not leaking that bad. That beep was the water lock right here, so it actually has a sensor in it. If you don't have enough flow, it's not gonna turn on. Cool. Shit. A bit of a fail. It's not broken, at least. It's not on there very good. Oh, I don't think it was clicked in the first time. There you go. I better do some reading. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited! Oh fuck. Yes! You can see like, look at the heat that it gets on it. Like, I can't remember where, so I'm just getting some scale forming. I don't even know. The temperature that happens at. But it's putting out a lot of heat. Look at that. Can you see the scale you're getting on there in the end? Too, so it's warm. It's real warm. So the real test of this machine is gonna be this knob. So the plan is to heat the end of it kind of bluey purple. Don't know which one it is though. Not that one. Now try this 304 stainless steel. Oops. Oh, she gets warm. Woo! Well, it's gonna work. It's definitely gonna work. Probably got the heat. The coil's a little small, so I'm gonna have to open the coil up a bit more to get this in there. But it definitely works on 304. I was having a hard time online. They say, you know, it might work, it might not. I definitely did the end too hot. I don't want it to be red hot. That's too hot. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the water on. I'm gonna take these off, see if I can open this up a little bit more so that I can get the knob all the way in there. So now that I know the induction heater is plugged in and working super smoothly and we have enough power and the cord's the right size, it's not pulling too many amps, and the breaker's the right size because it didn't click the breaker on the max power, we have to move on to the cooling system. So what you just saw was me running it off of the house hose, garden hose. So I just ran it from the house into here, cycled the water around, and then dumped it out back, which is a huge waste of water. So I need to develop a closed system instead of an open system. So what I have is an old radiator from a Mark IV Golf Audi. I also have this cooling fan from the DSM. It is the, ooh, it's a little melty there. It's the AC fan. I'm not sure how many amps it draws at all. All I know is that it's 12 volt. To power it, I'm going to be using an old computer power supply so that I can get 110 onto this. This thing puts out 12 volt DC, 18 amps, should be plenty. Well, it's got 3 rails with 18 amps. Wow, that'll put a lot then. Then to pump everything around, I grabbed one of these little giant pumps from Princess Auto or Harbor Freight, depending on where you live. It is 360 gallons per hour, which is roughly 3 times more flow than that machine requires. That machine asks for a minimum of 7.5 liters per minute, which works out to about 120 gallons per hour. So this thing puts out 360, which is more than enough, and I didn't want to go too crazy because then you're going to be working that little pump too hard, so I think it's appropriately sized. And then to connect to this pump, it's 3/4 garden hose thread, or GHT as it's becoming commonly called now. So I grabbed some 3/4 inch garden hose to 3/4 inch barbed fittings to fit on the hose that came with it. So I'm gonna get this all together and I'll see you in a bit once it is together. There's no point in you watching me put stuff together. I've done lots of time lapses and everybody just fast forwards anyways through those, so. Okay, this is where I am right now. So that little pump is more than good enough. It's got the flow because the alarm turns off on that. So what that means now is my issue is that I don't have a way for the air to stay at the top and for me to fill it. Like a normal radiator, there's a little air trap at the top. So I gotta rig that up. Also, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna take this and put it on top this so it's all nice one big cart here. And I've got a major leak down here along this edge and another one here. So I'm gonna have to go find a different radiator. I didn't realize that one leaks so bad. That proves that the system works. I just gotta figure out a way to get that air trap. Okay, so I've abandoned the radiator, and what I've done instead, I'm now just using a pail, and truthfully, this pail of water, like, it's cold right now, but it lasted for easily a good hour and a half before it even got like lukewarm. So I think using the pump, I think using the radiator is overkill for what I needed to do. For now, instead, I'm just using that, and I managed to get through a bunch of these stainless steel 304 shift knobs. The duty cycle on the pump isn't that good. It's only about 25%, so I ran it for, you're only supposed to run it 15 minutes and over an hour, and I ran it for, because I want to say a good 45 minutes to an hour before she overheated, and then with a blast of air, got another half hour out of it, and then again overheated, and then another blast of air, another 45 minutes, and then I finally got through all 34 shift knobs. I think it took about an hour and a half of total heat time, I think. So you can see that little dent there. You can see that little burn mark there. So that's where when I was inside it, like there's some pretty solid magnetic waves holding this thing all straight, and I just like tipped it over. I tipped it over a little bit too far like that, and it actually arced out across the coils, which is no bueno. No. So it blew out the side, and I was, so that little blowout, and I was only allowed one mistake out of the 34 I had made because I needed to deliver 33 to the client. Anyway, so this induction heater worked really good for this. I formed these coils myself so I could put them in here. They used to have insulation, but I cut them off because it was giving me a weird smell. I was thinking maybe the off-gassing of whatever that acrylic covering in the black insulation I was using was giving me problems with the finish. So yeah, it'll take it from something like this and turn it into something like that. It turns it into a nice blue one like that. So that's pretty much going to be the end of this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to blue this one quick, and that'll be it. Wash this really good to get the machine coolant off, and once that's done, I dry it with the air, and then I dip it into the acetone to get all the oil off, and then once it's super clean, then I dip it, because I found all those things can affect the surface finish, and we need an A+ product for an A+ client, so. On that, so nice and clean now. It is just a beautiful product. See this, like there's a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see this, there's a little bit of a, I don't know, like some kind of oil or something where I didn't quite clean it good enough, because I kind of rushed through this just for the video's sake, so I don't spend 10 minutes cleaning it. Yeah, had I done a little bit better of a job, probably get a little better of a finish, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty nice. So that's it for the induction heater. Great success. You don't need a radiator. You can just run a bucket of water for hours on end and then just refill that bucket. So I definitely overkilled on that. No worries. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.